At a White House bill signing today, President Biden gave the penny used to sign the bill to Senator Joe Manchin, who was standing beside him when he signed it, because Senator Manchin was so crucial in the negotiations of the final version of the legislation with Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. The bill provides $369 billion in spending and tax credits for low-emission forms of energy. It extends federal health insurance subsidies, allows the government to negotiate prescription drug prices for Medicare, and is projected to reduce the federal deficit by about $300 billion over 10 years.
Thanks to the Inflation Reduction Act, 13 million people are going to continue to save an average of $800 a year on health insurance. The Inflation Reduction Act invests $369 billion to take the most aggressive action ever in confronting the climate crisis and strengthening our energy security. It's going to offer working families thousands of dollars in savings by providing them rebates to buy new and efficient appliances, weatherize their homes, get tax credit for purchasing heat pumps and rooftop solar, electric stoves, ovens, dryers. It gives consumers a tax credit to buy electric vehicles or fuel cell vehicles, new or used. And it gives them a tax credit of up to $7,500 if those vehicles were made in America.
In his remarks, Senator Schumer thanked all of the big names who helped get the bill through Congress, and then thanked the people who worked even longer hours than these senators and members of the House of Representatives.
And of course, the incredible, immensely dedicated staff who gave it their all to finishing this bill. Let's have a round of applause for the great staff, White House and Senate.
Joining us now is Ali Zaidi, Deputy White House Climate Advisor. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. The bill has new corporate taxation in it. It takes in more money than it spends, so it achieves some deficit reduction. It has health care policy in it. But you're here because it has the biggest move on climate that the Congress has ever done. What are the details of it?
Well, first of all, it's a message loud and clear to the world. We are back. We are back in terms of leading on climate. We are back in the race to lead the clean energy economy. The president ran in 2019 and 2020 on climate. He got a mandate, 81 million voters to take on this crisis. What he's doing now is delivering $370 billion. 10 times more emissions reduction potential than any bill that's ever made it through Congress. This is going to cut costs for consumers by getting them tax credits and rebates. It's going to bolster our ability to manufacture technologies like solar and wind and battery storage. And it's going to help clean up our communities, places like ports and industrial communities that have borne the brunt of pollution. This is going to directly provide support there. So this is a huge step. There are more to take. But, the president's doing what he said he would do. He is delivering results for the American people.
So going forward, what would you say a year from now Americans will see as how will they understand the climate aspects of this legislation in their own lives a year from now?
A few different ways. Number one, they will be able to afford and access a broader suite of clean energy technologies. Folks over the next year are probably going to be in the market for new appliances like a stove or an HVAC unit. They're going to have tax credits and rebates to help them not only afford those, but afford the technologies that are going to save them hundreds of bucks for the years to come. Whether they're in the market for a new used electric vehicle, they'll have a tax credit that helps them purchase that. And for millions of Americans, this means jobs, good paying jobs, apprenticeships in places like solar manufacturing facilities. We've had solar manufacturers say they will build and expand factories here in the United States because of the tax provisions in this bill. And then what's really exciting is the president has followed through on his commitment to center environmental justice in all that he does on climate. So places like port communities, folks that live on frontline and fence line communities, they're going to have direct resources to help clean up.